Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Destiny and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to go ahead and work with sending messages, or you could say sending directs. So in this one, we're going to be simply working with this input field over here. And when we type out a message like hello there and hit the send button over here, then we're going to see the message show up over here, just like that. So that's going to be really fun. Do make sure to drop a like, consider subscribing, as it really mean the world to me. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is open up my code editor, and I'm going to close this off over here and also close this off. From the chat app, I'm going to minimize all this because it's getting a little bit busy over here. And I'm going to open up the views.py, and I want to create a new view, and this one is going to be called send direct. So I'm going to say define send direct, and take note, you could call this whatever you want as a function. I always say that. Now I want to pass in request over here, and we're going to be sending directs using Ajax. So I'm simply going to say if request.method is equal to post, and we simply checked if the method that we're going to be passing in the form is equal to post. Then we want to do something. We're going to say from_user should be equal to request.user, and we could also say to_user should be equal to, actually this is supposed to be to_username because it's actually their username that we are using to send the message to them. This one should be equal to request.post. Okay, this is supposed to be request.post. Then for the request.post, we are getting to_user. Don't worry, I'm going to show you guys how to get this. We're going to be doing it from the form in the front end and in the HTML rather. So the body is going to be request.post. Then this one is going to be body. Okay, simple as that. Now another thing that we're going to do is just go ahead and say to_user. We haven't done this yet. Should be user.objects. Okay, I think I don't have the user imported, so I need to come over here and import the user. So I'm going to say from Django.contrib.off.models. I simply want to go ahead and import the user. Okay, now I'm going to make user the user over here. I'm going to say user.objects.get. So I want to get a user by user name should be equal to to_username. So the user model over here have a field that's called username. It have a field like this that's called username. As you can see, it has it's active, it has super user and all this. It have a field that's called username. So in the view, we simply say the username should be equal to username over here that we are getting. So this to user, we're going to be getting it from the HTML, and when we do that, everything is really going to be clear to you guys. I'm still going to come back here and explain that. So for now, let's just write out the code. Now we need to say messages.objects, or rather we need to say messages.senderMessage. I actually forgot that we have a function like that. Then what we simply need to pass in here is from_user. That's what it takes, to_user, and it takes in body. As simple as that. So just here we're going to define a success variable, and we could pass in whatever text you want in here. I'm just going to say message sent, so I'm going to say message sent, and I could go ahead and return a HTTP response. So I'm going to say return HTTP response and HTTP response, and actually that's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be HTTP response. Let's import that from above. So get rid of this. We don't need this two things over here. I'm going to get rid of it, and we could, okay, what's going on? We could say from Django.http we want to import HTTP response. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Now just down here where we're working, so we're going to say return HTTP response, and what do you think we're going to return? Success. As simple as that. We are done, no strings attached. So I'm going to get back to the, I'm going to hop over to the urls.py, and we need to create a simple send direct URL, and I'm just going to say path, and over here this one is going to take in send slash, and we could just pass in send direct, or we could just say views.send direct, and we could give it a name of, let's just call it send direct. Okay, so send direct, and everything should be working perfectly well now. So we need to go ahead and work with the form, and for that, as I told you guys earlier, we'll be using Ajax to actually automate that, and it's really going to be fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up one of the codes that I've got before, and I'm going to grab the Ajax code. So I'm going to open up this one. I'm going to open up templates. I'm going to open up charts. Okay, that's not it. I'm going to come over to portfolio projects, and I'm going to look for DJ charts. That's over here. I'm going to look for charts. I'm going to look for, okay, not that. I'm going to look for the templates, and I want to look for charts. And from all those templates over here, what I'm looking for is the chart home. So what I can do is even just drag this and put it in my Visual Studio Code. And okay, I've got a chart head. So that's what I'm supposed to be looking for the chart head. So this is it over here. So I'm going to open this up here. And what I want to grab is this jQuery thing over here. So this jQuery Ajax, that's what I want to grab. What I'm going to do is just copy that. I'm going to close this off, and in the templates over here, I'm going to open up the index HTML, and I want to head all the way to the top. So all the way to the top, we need to paste it down here. Okay, so when we've got that's over there, I think that's pretty much what I want to do. Now let's go ahead and start working with the Ajax. So for the Ajax, we need to look for a form, and that form is simply the one that has this that contains this over here, that has all the stickers and all the emojis and all that. So in order to get this form, I'm simply going to search for something, and that's going to be, let's just say, assets/images/stickers. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. Now there is going to be a form over here at the top. You could go ahead and minimize all this if you don't want to see them. I'm going to minimize all this for now. So I'll be looking for a form at the top. So let's make sure I'm still in range. This is a form. This is a search form. I think I passed it already. So the form that I'm looking for is let's see. That form is supposed to have like a message input. So I'm going to say message inputs. Oh yeah, that's it over here. So as you can see, I got this message inputs section. Now what I could do is I'm going to go ahead and reduce the size of this so it looks this way, so I can see almost everything that I'm doing. Now firstly, I'm just going to break this apart, and I want to copy from here. So I'm going to hold this down, and I'm going to copy all the way in there. And also this one, I could just break this apart also. And yes guys, that's it. I'm going to minimize this one. This is the inputs field that we're going to be using. This one that says write your message. Okay, so as you can see, it says write your message. So that's the one we're going to be using. Hopefully you guys can still see something. Now just above the message inputs, I'm going to create a new tag, and I'm going to call it form. Simple as that. Now this one is going to take a method of posts. Okay, and in here I'm going to say csrf_token. Now let me zoom this in again so you could see what's going on. Okay, so as you can see, csrf token form, it takes the method of post. Now I could just go ahead and collapse this message input, and this form I could just put it down here. Okay, so hopefully you guys understand everything that's going on. We just collapse that message input, and we'll put the form down there, and that should be it. So we could go ahead and even indent that, and also indent this one. So we're going to be writing the script down here. I'm just gonna, okay, this form I could give it an ID, so I'm just gonna give this form an ID, and you could just give it you call it whatever you want. I'm just gonna call mine chart form. Take those chart form, not chart from. And yeah, that should be it. So now let's go ahead and start writing the script. So we need to open up a script tag just like this, and you could give this one a type of, we just say text/javascript. Okay, so when that's done, we need to go ahead and say $document. So $document, and actually this is supposed to be in a parentheses. So $document, and for this one we'll be saying on submit. So on submit of that form, what do we call the ID? You can remember, we call the chart form. So I'd want you guys to be on the same page with me. I'll explain as I'm coding. Now we said, hey, on document, it gets this whole document, this whole page, right? Then it looks for a form that has the ID of chart form, and we simply say on submit. So whenever this form gets submitted, we want to do something. Now I'm going to pass the function in here, and for this function I'm going to pass an parameter event. So you can pass in whatever you want in there. On Kubobi, it's going to work fine. Now we're going to say e.prevent default. Now this is simply going to help prevent the page from refreshing. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to say let underscore body be equal to, then we want to get something. We simply want to get dollar. Make sure this is a dollar. Then over here it's going to be hash. Then we're simply going to pass in body. Okay, now dollar body, what do we want to get? We want to get the value. Okay, as simple as that. Now another thing that we could get is to user. So we could say let's underscore to underscore user be equal to, and I'm going to open up this. I'm going to open up this. I'm going to say hash to underscore user dot value. So let me explain what's going on. Now we're going to have an input field that have an ID of body. Now let's go ahead and add that. So all we need to do is open up this form over here. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to look for write your message. That's it down there. Now I need to add in a couple of things to this add your message. Firstly, the ID, I'm going to change it from set merge to body. Okay, and I think that should be it. Now another thing that I could do is add in a name. If it doesn't have a name yet, I'm going to add in a name and I could pass in body. And I also want to create another input field, but this one is going to have a hidden. So this one is going to be hidden, but actually we can even leave this one as text so you guys will see what's happening. Now for the placeholder, I'm going to remove everything that's in the placeholder, and I'm going to add in a value. So this value is what's going to get the user that we're sending the message to, and this one is going to be active underscore direct. So with this, now if I come over here and refresh, I want to refresh guys so you guys see what's going on. Now if I refresh, what do you notice? I'm going to be sending this message to Destiny. So if I come over to Karen, what do you notice? Then we should see Karen over there. So active direct means the direct that we are in right now. So that's the person we want to send the message to. Whatever direct that's opened up right now, that's the active direct. Okay, but I don't want the users to always see that Karen text or whatever over there. So I'm simply going to change the type to hidden. Simple as that. No strings attached. So now when we refresh, that should be gone. Now for the ID and body of that one, remember we called it to underscore user. Simple as that. Now that's pretty much what I want to do, guys. You could get rid of this class. It's not needed. You could get rid of every other thing that you want over there. They are not needed. So let's get back to the script. I'm just going to minimize this form again, and I'm going to get back to the script. So we get all this. What we're going to do after getting all that is to go ahead and start using Ajax. So I'm going to say $Ajax, just like this, open up parentheses and pass that in there. But before I do that, let me explain this. I said I was going to explain it. So I explained what the submit form means over here. Now let's underscore body is a variable. You can call it whatever you want. Should be equal to hash body. So with the $sign parentheses string thing is just jQuery's way of getting an ID that we could do something like documents.get element by ID. That's just jQuery's way of doing it. So we're gonna pass in hash body. If it was a class, then you're gonna pass in dot body. Okay, so this hash body is pretty much what will pass into the inputs, if you remembered, and this is also the ID that will pass into the inputs that had the active direct thing just a few seconds ago. You could still remember that. Then the dot val is just gonna get the value. Okay, so it's gonna get either it's Karen or either it's what if the body is let's say hello there or come here man, something like that. It's gonna get in whatever they pass in here, like the text. Okay, so that's it. Now in the Ajax, we want to do a couple of things. Firstly, the type is going to be post. So type over here is going to be post, and URL. Now this one is important because we've created a URL already. That's why we're going to be passing in the URL over here. So remember we called it what? Send direct. As simple as that. So that's this one that we'll have over here, send direct. So we've created it already, and whenever we hit this endpoint, the URL is going to go ahead and process the form and give us something back. Okay, so when we've done that, we added the URL. Now we need to go ahead and add data. So this one is going to be a little bit complex, so you guys should just pay attention. Now body, I call that body. You call it whatever you want, but you want to stick with the name of whatever you've got in your models. So remember, we have body, we have user, we have recipient. You want to stick with all those kind of naming. Now body, we assign it to underscore body. So the body of the message is going to be underscore body over here, which we are getting the value here, and we assign it to underscore body. So take note, if you don't want to do it this way, you could still do something like body should be equal to this, and it's all going to work perfectly well. So we got the value in here directly, but over here we just got the value and assigned it to a variable body, and we got just appended we just appended this variable over here, and we are doing it this way because we want to automatically send the message in real time without refreshing the page. So we're going to be getting the body later for the messages. So when you've done that, another thing that we're going to be using is to user. So to user should be underscore to user. Now, when that two things is done, another thing that we'll be needing is a CSRF token. So CSRF middleware token. Let's make sure that's correct. CSRF middleware token. If that's not correct, we're gonna get an error. And you want to open up that. Okay, this is supposed to have a comma over here, or it's gonna keep throwing that annoying error. Then there's going to be an empty string. Then this empty string, I'm going to pass in input, and we're just like creating an input, and this input is going to have a name of CSRF middleware token, pretty much whatever we passed in here. Okay, so I'm going to pass that in there again. And what do you know, we also want to get the dot value. So just like we did all this, you could also even just do this at the top over here and just assign the variable. That all this is going to work perfectly well. Okay, so guys, when we've done that, that's pretty much the data that we want to get. Now we want to go ahead and define a success function. So success, and we're going to pass in a function, and you can pass in any data that you actually any parameter that you want in here. But for now, I can go ahead and just pass in. You remember, I have the success thing that I created, the success thing over here. So I'm just gonna get back here and I'm gonna pass in success. But take note, you can pass in whatever you want. So I pass that in. Now, first thing that I want to do is I'm gonna console log working. So this is not really important. It's just to show you guys that it's working. And another thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and append the messages down in real time. Okay, so I'm going to say let's underscore HTML be equal to. Now this is where the real work comes to play, because this one is kind of tedious, I'd say. Now we need to go ahead and grab something. So I'm going to say for message in messages. And actually I want to see what we are getting over here. This is for messages. Okay, it isn't supposed to be message. I was supposed to look for direct indirects. So this is what we are looking for. Now I'm gonna close this off, and I want to grab this one. Okay, so that's the one that we are looking for. Just make sure you grab it like that. Then we're gonna do something really cool. But if this is your first time, you're gonna be like, okay, come on, what's going on? So we're gonna just push that down here, and just in here, I'm gonna paste what I copied. Just paste it anyhow. Okay, now you're gonna see a whole lot of error, but it's totally okay. We're gonna fix it. Now if you scroll all the way to the top, then you're gonna see that this is what we've got, right? Now what I want to do is go ahead and just indent this all the way to the back. It's okay like this. Close this off. Now we want to start adding something, and we're gonna be adding backslash at the back of each and every one of these. Okay, but one thing that I'd want to do is this. I want to get over here just like that. This is what I want. Now I'm just gonna go back once. Okay, so make sure you add a slash at the back of each and every one of these, or you're gonna get an error. Okay, so after adding that, let's make sure there is another one over here. I think there is a problem with this. Okay, right now, you know, we could get rid of this, right? You know, we could just get rid of the source thing, and we could even do something like request.user.profile.image the URL, and it's gonna get their image, right? Hopefully you already know that. Now you need to go ahead and come here for direct. I'm going to get rid of this. I was just using it to remember something. So I'm going to pass in backslash. So hopefully you guys should understand what's going on. Just passing a backslash at the back of each and every one of this. Backslash, and also backslash. And I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to pass in the backslash for each and every one of these also over here. Backslash, and we are coming to an end. Get rid of any empty line. We don't need any of that. Come over here. Okay, I think there is I'm just gonna get what am I doing? I'm gonna come over here, click on each and every one of these, and then a backslash. Okay guys, as you can see, that's pretty much it. Everything looks cool and everything looks Looks great. So now we need to go ahead and get the messages in real time. Now, how do we get the messages in real time? Just over here, I will have this body thing. I'm gonna close that off. I'm just gonna get rid of the direct.bodies. We don't need that any longer. Now, what I'm gonna do is open up. Just follow along with what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna open up two single quotes. Go to the middle of the single quotes. Open up two cross signs, plus signs, whatever. Then in there, I'm just simply gonna say underscore body. So that's it, guys. Now, another thing that we could do is go ahead and I think that's pretty much what I want to do. Now we could go ahead and pass in their name. That's if we want. If we want, we could leave the name, but whenever the page gets refreshed, it's gonna get all the data in real time. I think that should be it. Now let's go ahead and append the charts. Finally, we should be done. We've been writing a whole lot of code, and I'm even getting bored already. I want to see something working. So we need to come over here. You see, just below this, and what we could do is go ahead and append the charts. So we could say dollar. We're gonna open up parentheses, open that up, and I'm gonna say, I think it's called chart append, right? So we're gonna say chart dot append, and what we want to append is the underscore HTML. Remember when we created it from before? This is it over here. This is it over here. So that's what we're appending, and this chart append thing is this. I'm just gonna get back up. This is it over here. Okay. So if you have the templates, everything should work perfectly well for you. You don't need to stress much about it. Now, when all this are done, we could go ahead now and test this out. And I think that's pretty much it. And also, we want to get rid of whenever a message gets sent, we want to clear the inbox or the field where the message got typed. So we're going to say document.get element by ID, and we're simply going to pass in body. So that body is, remember, the ID that we gave before for getting the body. And we simply want to say dot value. And in here, we're just going to pass in an empty string, or we could even just say dot value, and value like this should be equal to empty. So we did all this now. That's pretty much what we want to do, guys. Let's just go ahead and run this. We're going to refresh this. Okay, firstly, we got send direct not found. It's not a valid function or blah 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 name. I think over here what we did was what we're passing was send directs and not direct. So if you can see, there is an S over there. So now if we refresh this, that should be it. I'm going to refresh one more time. Okay, so right now we're going to try sending a message to Karen, and I'm just going to say, hey Karen, and I'm going to open up this over here. So we'll see how everything looks here. Now, as you can see, these are the messages that we've got. Doesn't look really great. I could even go ahead and delete out all this, and I'm going to say delete. Yes, I'm sure. And that should be it. So if I'm going to come over here and refresh one more time, and this is Karen over here, right? Yeah. So what I'm going to say is, hey Karen, and I'm simply going to send the message. So what do you notice? It sends the message to Karen. Now, if I refresh this, as you can see, the message gets to Karen, right? But something is going on. And over here, if I pass in hey and send this, as you can see, the image doesn't look good over here. Now we need to go ahead and fix this. And in order to fix this, we need to look for the place that we are appending. So I'm going to look for append, and this is it. Now we need to look for the part that we are passing in the image. Now this is the image over here, right? We need to go ahead and create a new style. So okay, that's supposed to be style, and for this one we're going to pass in a couple of things. Firstly, we're going to start with height, and let's just say the height that I want to pass in for this one is, let's just start off with 50px, and I'm also going to say width, and let's go 50px also. And let's just say objects dash fit, then we want to say cover, and I want to also go border dash radius, and I'm going to go 50px. So when all these are done, I'm gonna come over here and refresh this, and I want to get rid of this go thing for now. So now we refresh this. Now this is how everything looks, right? So I'm gonna try sending a new message. I'm gonna say hey, and I'm gonna send this message. Okay, still not looking great. This isn't still taking any effect on it, right? So I think there is a problem somewhere. We need to see what the problem is, and we need to fix it. 50px not taking effect. So what might be the issue? Let's see what the problem is. So in order to fix this, I'm gonna change up the values, and as you can see over here, I've got width to be 60px, height to be 63px, border radius 35%. Make sure you're adding it in the image tag where we have the class bg image. Now I'm gonna come over here, refresh one more time, and let's test this out. I'm gonna say hello Karen, are you there? Are you there? I think there is an error in the current, but whatever, let's just go ahead and send it. And what do you notice? Working perfectly well. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys learned something new in this video. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get a new user. So if we come over here now, I'm gonna come over here and let's refresh this. Now what do you notice? We got Karen, right? Because we are sending a message over to Karen. Now I want to also change this Karen's profile picture over here, because right now we have the functionality to add profile pictures, right? And in order to change that, I'm simply gonna search for message in messages. Now this is what I want to change out over here. So I'm just gonna highlight this, get rid of it, and I'm gonna open up variable tags, and I'm gonna say message, but with a lowercase, message.user.profile.image URL, just like this. And now if we refresh this, what do you notice? Karen shows up over there. So that's it for Karen. Now I'm gonna go ahead and try sending a message to a new user. Right now we don't have the functionality to search for users. In the next video we're gonna work with deleting users, then we're gonna go ahead and search users, and all that's gonna be in the next video. So for now I want to send a message to this human over there that's called I can't even remember what the username is again, but I copied it, so there is no problem. I'm just gonna paste it there and hit enter on my keyboard. So right now this is the human Clita Pelli, yeah, Cliti Petty, whatever. So I'm gonna say hi or hey, whatever. And when we send this, as you can see, the image, the image and the message gets shown up here. So if we go over to the home page now, I'm gonna come over to the home page. Okay, what do you notice? We got two users, this one over here and Karen. So now if we click on Karen, now we're gonna see all messages that we've got with Karen. And if we get back to the home page and click on what's their name, Clitty Petty, now we're gonna see all the messages that we've got with them. Isn't that cool? That's really amazing and fun. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and learned something new. Now we can send messages. In the next one, we're gonna go ahead and delete messages, and we're gonna fix up some of the profile picture thing in the next one. And also in the upper ones, we're going to go ahead and start working with searching new users. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and learned something new, and do make sure to drop a like, consider subscribing, as to really mean the world to me. If you want to get the templates to follow along with the tutorial, check the link in the description below. It's going to help you get the template. And also that's going to be it. And also, if you've got a couple bucks to spare, check out my YouTube membership. Joining is really going to mean a lot to me. And to the next video, mad love, peace out.